Hey Tony, what's up?
I am so happy to talk with you about one of my favorite genres, which is kind of this Twilight Zone-ish thriller, um, and you do this so well. I mean, Calls is just an amazing show. Uh,
Thank you so much.
of course, it's based on the French series, but tell me how it landed in your lap.
Well, basically, Apple approached me with it, and Canal Plus approached me with the original show. What was fascinating about it for me as a director and a writer was that, the thing they wanted to do was to recreate this idea of like doing a Twilight Zone kind of show, but only with phone calls. But apart from that, we had complete freedom to do whatever we wanted. So, the stories diverged completely, which is create completely new stories, and the visual format was completely new as well. We had to create a visual language that was not there, and so it's rare usually in Hollywood they get approached to do something that there's no textbook for it, right? That there's no, well, we want this to look like this other thing. There was not such thing. There was a concept. There was just this concept of the phone calls. But apart from that, we could really create anything we wanted. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, when you work in movies, you have to come up with one idea that you have to embrace for 2 years, and all you do is talking about that. So here, for me to do that exactly like Twilight Zone did, to just come up with this wacky concept one after the other that could be potentially a movie, right? That should be good enough for a feature film, but are compressed in less of time. I think it's is a treat as a creator, and hopefully it will be equally a treat for the audience, right?
But I would even go back further than that to the days of radio where they had Inner Sanctum and uh, you know uh, these great radio shows that relied on words to convey the pictures in the mind. It was theater of the mind, and that's what you're doing here.
For sure, yeah, it definitely has the DNA of that, the DNA of the classic radio shows. As a filmmaker myself, probably before that, because before I even had a camera, I want to tell stories, and that's probably the first things I did with some friends, which is play rec on a tape recorder and just create stories, talking, and just pretend to create this world doing sounds. It is. We discovered back then that was good enough to fascinate people and to just get you engaged, and you didn't need anything. Also, it's a different kind of storytelling. In this case, the stories we told, the fact that there's no image is not a limitation, actually makes them better. If you think about episodes like, it's all in your head, when you have a sister telling the other that she's disintegrating, it works, but she's a hypochondriac, so she lies about this stuff all the time. It works because you're not seeing her. If you're seeing her, you will know what's happening. The same with when Aaron Taylor Johnson is in the car talking with his wife, in the future, and she's claiming he's just calling back all the time. Like, you wouldn't know if you were shooting it. I would ruin the mystery for you. So the fact that there's no, I don't have to picture them, that you'll do that for me, it's what makes it work. So it just triggers a new kind of storytelling that I think for me was fascinating to do.
You have one of the biggest stellar casts I think put together ever.
Thank you so much. It's a lot of all my favorite people, a lot of my favorite actors that I want to work with for a long time. A lot of them are almost cast in movies, but for some reason, for schedule, whatever, we didn't get a chance to work together. So it was a pleasure for me to get all these people together, and a testament to the show, well, as well, that everybody's in the show is the first person we call. So it's pretty incredible that happened. Everybody wanted to be part. I think good artists always want to try something new. You'll think that it will get away from something experimental as this is, but no, they all embraced it and they all went for it. So I couldn't be more grateful to them.
Thanks again. And again, the name of the show is Calls, Apple TV Plus. Catch it. It 9 episodes, and you are just going to be on the edge of your seat. Again, thanks a lot for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Tony.